Welcome to Education World. Today we have with us Dr. P.V. Vijayaraghavan, Vice-Chancellor of Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, one of the premier medical colleges in Chennai. Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, also known as SRIHER, has state-of-the-art infrastructure facilities for academic, healthcare, and research under its 12 constituent faculties. The Faculty of Medicine is the anchor unit around which all other faculties function. It offers nearly 152 programs under the Faculty of Dental Sciences, Pharmacy, Physiotherapy, Nursing, Allied Health Sciences, Management Studies, Public Health, Biomedical Science and Technology, Clinical Research and Sports, and Exercises Science, and the recent addition is the Faculty of Engineering and Technology. Dr. P.V. Vijayaraghavan, Vice Chancellor of the university, is a practicing orthopedic surgeon and a lecturer at various international and national level programs. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon.
As we know, the education sector was among the worst affected sectors when the pandemic prompted it. How has SRIHER coped with the COVID-19 pandemic, the closure of educational institutions, and the shift to online education?
Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education Research is actually very well known for its teaching learning process and also for the practice of innovative curricula, which creates healthcare professionals who are globally competitive and they are locally responsive. COVID-19, of course, put us into a very strange situation. A lot of activities which used to happen on site, where we were forced to sort of do it online. You must understand that health professions education normally does not align itself very well to online education. While theory classes can be taken online very comfortably, many of the practical sessions and clinical sessions, there is a need for the students to experience patients or for that matter, at least simulations. Simulations again cannot be done in a home environment. So these were difficulties. So we created quite a lot of video-based education, which actually allowed students to take up to develop quite a lot of competencies on the ground.
Please describe any new initiatives taken over the last year.
See, we have been following what is called the competency-based medical education. Now, we have been following this almost for the last 14, 15 years. Recently, the National Medical Commission, the erstwhile Medical Council of India, introduced the CBME curriculum in August 2019 for MBBS. Because of our earlier practice, we have been able to adapt ourselves to all the requirements. And some of the requirements, just to mention, are the foundation course, which starts off in the initial 1 or 2 months after the student joins the medical college. Early clinical exposure, they are being sent to the hospitals as early as the first year itself to understand some of the processes that are involved in the hospitals. Skills training. This was a gap that we had noticed that many of our doctors are lagging behind in terms of communication skills, in terms of some of the clinical skills. And so special laboratories have been put up for the training of students. And we have sort of enhanced and improved upon many of these facilities that have been made available here.
Can you tell me some of the most sought after courses in your institute?
Yeah, the recent addition in our university has been the Faculty of Engineering. Now, this we started in 2019. It is not a run-of-the-mill engineering college. It is actually catering to some niche branches in computer science as it is applicable to artificial intelligence to cyber security to medical bioengineering, such type of branches is what we have introduced. And we run such programs and take about 240 students every year since its inception. We also do a very innovative program like the MSc in Mind, Body and Lifestyle Sciences. These programs, to my mind, are not available in any university in India, but they are common courses that are available in the Western world. We also have programs like the MSc in Sports Physiotherapy, MPT in Sports Psychology. See, because these days sports cannot be taken only as a talent which is individually possessed. There are several things that can be developed. And because of these developments, probably we are now seeing the results of our sportsmen doing very well in Olympics and Paralympics as well.
How does SRIHER stand out as the rest of the medical colleges?
As a medical college, we adapted to some of the newer methodologies of education way back in 2005, 2006. And we teach the students within the format of the Medical Council of India regulation, the subjects like anatomy, physiology, biochemistry as organ system blocks in an integrated fashion, like the excretory system, the genitourinary system, respiratory system, cardiovascular system. So they're all organ system based, and they learn all anatomy, physiology, biochemistry as it is related to that system together in an integrated fashion. So this type of education has enabled our students to perform much better in the clinical requirements, in the way they treat the patients. They are able to relate their basic sciences much better with the clinical sciences. And we also have what is called the ProDev, that is the professional development, which is beyond providing the basic knowledge and skills to the students. We also develop them in terms of their communication skills, in terms of their understanding of ethics and attitude. The practice that we have been doing since last 15 years has allowed us to be consulted by the Medical Council of India, also who have introduced what is called the ATCOM module, Attitude, Ethics and Communication, for all MBBS students since 2019.
I heard recently SRIHER has received support from the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council of DBT, Government of India, to establish a Bionest Incubator. Can you please explain this briefly, sir?
Yeah, we are extremely proud of having received this particular sanction from the Government of India, Department of Biotechnology. That's an organization called BIRAC, which assists many universities and educational institutions to develop what is called the startup culture. This is very easily done in technical institutions like the IITs and IIMs, but it becomes quite a different story when it comes to healthcare. Because as researchers in healthcare, doctors and other healthcare professionals do quite a lot of basic research, but they are not the greatest for entrepreneurship. So this has been sort of identified, and because of our interaction with many industries, we had already given space within the organization for some industries like HCL and MedGenome for actually taking up some of these projects. And on seeing the facilities and the collaboration that we had with this, they actually sanctioned this grant of nearly 6.5 crores, in which the government gives about 4.3 or so, and remaining has to be put by the institution. This actually opens up chances for many of the artificial intelligence apps, machine learning apps, and even point of care diagnostic kits, and many such type of innovations actually to be done. I mean, many of these things can be done on the computer. And so these things can be done with small space requirements within our bio incubator that is available within the campus.
That is one of the great news amidst this COVID, sir. My next question is, can you talk about any one research which you have high hopes on and is almost on the verge of completion and will be a great boon for the society?
Absolutely. Actually, I must congratulate the Department of Environmental Health Engineering in Ramachandra, which was established way back in 1995. It has been doing phenomenal research to the extent that in the area of air pollution, we are almost the pioneers and the leaders in advising even the government in terms of policy decisions and policy making as a result of our research. The latest one is the one to sort of completely avoid this biogas utilization by many of our village women. And this is a multi-century project amongst almost 10 different centers covering 4 different countries. And the NIH, the National Institute of Health, is the one which has funded this particular project along with Melinda Gates Foundation. So this is almost complete, and we have done so well that the Happin trial, that's called the Happin trial, they are in the process of allotting us a second phase or a second part of the trial to Ramachandra again.
Can you tell us about the impact that the pandemic has had on the placements? What measures have you undertaken to cope with the same?
Yeah, we have now got a robust placement system. We have got placement officers with some other staff who help in this. We have campus interviews conducted mostly virtually nowadays because of the COVID. And this has enabled almost about 80% of our students to get placed even as they are in their internship or in their final year. About 108 such campus interviews have been so far conducted within the campus in the last 2 years. Our students get placed in major companies like GE, Wipro, Titan, Siemens, Himalaya Drug Company, Pfizer, Apollo, Lenskart, and many such type of organizations. But the medical field, after their MBBS, generally the students tend to go for their post-graduation, and that they choose not only Ramachandra, they also choose other organizations to enter into. And after a few years of experience, some of them go into education in the form of faculty jobs. Some of them go for entrepreneurship, establishing their own hospital, and some of them actually enter into corporate hospitals. A few of them also take interest in research, and they take up some research fellowship and things like that.
Can you please talk about the future plans and expansion plans of SRIHER?
My dream is actually that at some point in time, maybe in the next 4-5 years, we should be touching almost 300 programs in this organization. This can, of course, happen with a lot of strategies. We are in the phase of actually putting up a world-class business school. Right now, we run only the healthcare management program, but we want to open it up as a world-class business school. Engineering college, of course, is going to have a separate building and probably going to have more number of students into various programs. And we also are in the process of looking at some off-site campuses which can offer some of our innovative programs. Most of the healthcare programs have to be supported appropriately with a state-of-the-art hospital. And because of that, we might also go in for sort of a medical center with some of the corporate principles outside the present campus. We are in the process of getting permission, although we are a category 1 university by virtue of our NAC score of 3.53, and we are allowed to start off quite a lot of programs with our own board of management approval. But we take the steps carefully that the students do not get affected with any program that later on doesn't get accredited. So we are in the process of interacting with UGC, the University Grants Commission, in order to get more and more programs organized into the institution.
Thank you so much, sir.